didn't close out last night, but I'll talk about that if I haven't already. Otherwise, it's Grand Cayman Day. It's actually happening. I was a little dubious for a while, but I think it's gonna happen. I think we're going to Grand Cayman. We're supposed to do the Stingray City excursion today. Basically, I found the excursion that literally only takes us to Stingray City with no like beach breaks or like extra snorkeling or anything like that. I just wanted to go to Stingray City. Yeah, and we're excited. They have us waiting in the Star Lounge. One of the nice things about booking this excursion from Royal is that we didn't have to get up at 8:30 a.m. to go get our tender tickets and like get in line. There's a lot of people who are like tender boat number 63, and we don't have to worry about that this morning.
And sleeping in after last night really helped.
Yeah, no, he needed it real bad. So yeah, let's hope I get some more good footage today. So yeah, we never really talked about last night. Chef's table was phenomenal. It was mind blowing. It is literally the nicest meal I've ever had in my life. If you're thinking, if you're really big into food and kind of seeing how different tastes are different, you know, with wine. Royal Caribbean has done a really good job with the chef's table. Something I didn't realize is that they do have like a preset menu by corporate. I was under the impression that every chef on each ship kind of got to dictate, you know, whatever he wanted to do for chef's table that night. And it's not so much so, but they kind of explained why it was that way, and I didn't have any, you know, issue with it. I just thought it was going to be a little bit more unique. After last night's chef table, we kind of discussed that it was something that we'd be interested in trying on other ships. We don't have any set plans yet, but we're hoping maybe within the next year to potentially either do the Carnival Vista, or I want to say maybe the Norwegian Breakaway, which I think is out of New Orleans, which would be a little bit of a longer drive for us. But yeah, like I said, chef's table is amazing. Unfortunately, the downside is you get a glass of wine with each course, and also a greeter cocktail to, you know, cleanse your palate, to start off the night right. Yeah, we're lightweights, so we had carved up a little bit to help prepare, but we did not carve up enough. So that's why we never really kind of signed off last night, but trust me, it was amazing. Something, like I said, we were definitely doing again, but that's something to keep in mind is you will get a different wine with each course. We ended up with having an appetizer course, which you'll see in the video. There's a picture of the menu. The appetizer was seared scallops with a yuzu vinaigrette and crispy quinoa. And don't ask me how I have that memorized right now. It was just that good, and apparently it just seared itself into my memory. Very good. The second course was essentially a smoked tomato soup, but on a completely different level. Insane. Very delicious. The third course was a lobster salad, which it's lobster. Like, it can't be bad. It's lobster. It's fantastic. The next course was a grilled branzino, which is a type of sea bass. So I didn't realize we were going to get the fish course and another course. I thought it was like, oh, you choose between the roasted branzino or the fillet. No, we got both. So we were stuffed. We were losing like buttons. Well, he was losing like buttons off his shirt, essentially. Not actually, but that's what it felt like. He was about to explode with how much food there was, because we had the fish, and then we still had another course of I believe it was filet mignon, and then I've already forgotten, and then dessert, which I haven't quite figured out what order I'm doing this all in, but if you've seen the dessert video, oh my god, that was so good. It was very delicious. So again, like I said, we intend to try this again on other ships, other cruise lines. If we do another Royal Caribbean, we might not. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Because even though there is kind of a menu dictated by corporate, our staff kind of explained to us how they've done their own kind of minute differences here on Liberty of the Seas to kind of accommodate for their customer base, because a lot of the cruisers who are on the ship are from Texas, and being so, not everyone's palates, you know, are sophisticated. I was easily the youngest person there, and I had not tried a whole lot of that. They were explaining, you know, different notes in the wine to kind of look out for, and I was like, this wine tastes good. So I learned a lot about wine last night. This little floof annoying me. Stay. Anyway, I guess I'll just have to ignore that. Again, fantastic. Something if you're interested in food and wine pairings and kind of learning how to judge them or taste the very complex different flavors, would recommend doing. And again, we're planning on doing, I think this is like the 6th time I've said this in this video. We plan on doing this in the future. Okay, so last time we checked in, we were getting ready to, we were waiting for our tender to go to Grand Cayman, and we did the Stingray City snorkel swim. No, I'm sorry, Stingray City sandbar swim, not snorkel swim. So we, got our special tender boat. We were on the island before most of the people from our ship had been even gotten on their tenders, which was kind of cool. Unfortunately, the buses for our excursion weren't well organized, so we spent a good 15 minutes waiting in a hot parking lot for our buses to arrive, which then took us to another part of the island where we took another boat to go to Stingray City. Now, while we very much enjoyed the stingrays and the experience, something I was a little bummed out about, which I believe was included in the footage, was that there wasn't really enough squid for, I don't know if anyone actually got to feed the stingrays. Everyone got to touch the stingray. The staff helped them hold a stingray if they so decided. But as far as feeding the stingrays, that I don't know if anyone actually got to do that, because they provided squid or calamari to do it, and that was gone almost instantly. So that's my one particular kind of beef with that. I wish I kind of had gotten a little bit more of a VIP experience, I guess, which we booked all of our excursions for this trip through Royal Caribbean, just because it was easier. We had some onboard credit already through a bonus that we had gotten for the time. It was a bonus for when we booked our cruise, because we booked it a long time ago during a sale. So yeah, that was part of the reason why. Also because last year when we were on Carnival, I tried a couple of different excursion companies, and some of them I liked, some of them were a little too sketchy for our taste. So honestly, we decided this time we were just going to do all Royal excursions, and kind of just see how it was in comparison. And I will say, I enjoyed the ease of a Royal excursion today, even more as opposed to yesterday in Cozumel, because we didn't have to worry about getting up super early, like we mentioned, to go get our tender ticket. We just had to meet in the Star Lounge at 10 a.m. We don't have to wait, till potentially 11 or 12 just to get on the island. That being said, once we did get done with our excursion, it did not include lunch, and I was not wise enough or smart enough to bring snacks with me. So I was almost borderline hangry by the time we got done because of the bus situation. We didn't get back to port until a good hour after we were supposed to. We were supposed to be done with our excursion around 1:15. We didn't get back to port till about 2 o'clock. We briefly looked through a couple of shops while waiting for a tender back to the island or to the boat, and we didn't eat lunch until 3:15ish. So yeah, I was very angry by the time we were done. So this is something to keep in mind. Don't be stupid like me. Look at what time your excursion is, and if it doesn't include a lunch, bring some snacks. But otherwise, it was a wonderful day. After we got back, we went to the Windjammer buffet for lunch. We finally tested the water slides. They will not let you bring GoPros on those, unfortunately. We did do the tidal wave, which is the one that you have to have 2 people for. It's in one of those double rafts, if you will, and you go down one slide and then you go up another slide area. I'll try to get some footage of it before the cruise ends, and I can show it. It is a lot of fun. That was my favorite. We did try the others, but we're a little too big for that, so they don't push enough water down the normal slides for you to be able to go super fast. So I was like trying to go down that slide, and I wasn't getting any kind of speed. And granted, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I've already gained like 5 pounds, and this is only like day 3 or 4. But the double slide, the tidal wave, I believe it's called, that was our jam. Anyways, we are going to be heading to dinner here pretty soon. So yeah, we're going to go do main dining room again tonight. So I'm pretty excited about that.